Caribbean Model Search is brought to you by Pulse and Ellen Veer. Previously on Pulse's Caribbean Model Search.
Today's challenge, standing out.
I always wanted to lie in the road.
This shoe failed me in halfway through today.
Christopher McCoy and Shantae Leslie owned the streets and managed to stand out in a crowd. All the contestants captivated the judges with great photos, so no one was sent home.
Congratulations.
I never got ticket from a police officer yet.
Last week, the police brought some unexpected drama, but this week, our hopefuls must brave the depths to make a splash in the dreaded water challenge. But before they dive into the deep end, the contestants got a chance to unwind and learn a few things at the Tosh Museum. Pulse's Caribbean Model Search starts now.
In the last episode, I was paired with Pinto. Well, Pinto chose me. I wasn't really excited because I thought Chris would have been a better partner. But Chris decided that Nicole had a chiseled face and he wanted to go with her. So I said, okay, no worries. I have a feeling, that Pinto admires me. Okay, I don't have a feeling, actually no, based on the chemistry that I've seen between us. Well, I don't like him like that.
Can't too confirm nothing, but I hear a little birdie talk around thing about Pinto and Shakwana. Them go and move away, them pretend like them not like them one another, but probably something or something.
Reggae music icon Peter Tosh would have celebrated his 75th birthday this year. To highlight this milestone, we invited our hometown hopefuls to tour the Peter Tosh Museum located at the Pulse Center on Trafalgar Road in New Kingston. The museum, which opened in 2016, showcases a lifetime of Tosh memorabilia. Here is a quick snapshot of their visit.
Welcome, Caribbean Model Search, to the Peter Tosh Museum.
Today we went to Peter Tosh Museum and the tour guide gave us a brief explanation of who Peter Tosh was and what he did for his country, his nation.
Peter Tosh was born in Westmoreland in 1944. He was born Winston Hubert McIntosh. Gifted at a very young age. He's actually a singer, musician, and activist as well.
The Peter Tosh tour was interesting. I actually learned a lot about Peter Tosh.
I really liked what Joy was showing us about the guitar. It looked very fascinating.
I admired the fact that he was self-taught. He was able to teach himself to play a myriad of instruments, and that's kind of very admirable.
When he came to Kingston, he changed his name to Peter Tosh, one of the Wailers. Bob Marley, as you know, Bonnie Wailer, they were called the Wailing Wailers to begin with. The first song they did together was called Simmer Down.
I never know say Peter Tosh really start up certain stuff still. I'm not even know say Peter Tosh start up the Wailers.
In 1963, his music actually changed. He's very militant.
I'm from a Rasta tradition where my father, Elder David Peters, he's a Rasta man. Big up yourself, Dad. For me, that was a free tour because I always wanted to go to the Peter Tosh Museum, right?
In 1963, there was an incident in Coral Gardens in Montego Bay where a Rasta man was growing marijuana on his property. He was asked to get rid of it, but he didn't. So the police went in and he got shot, but he didn't die. Peter Tosh heard about this and he felt that it was not right. why shoot a man, which is what he was not the creator of marijuana. Well, he felt that was injustice. So his road and his music actually was for the oppressed.
I really love the whole, Rastafari movement. Well, I am an African person. I love the whole, their culture. My dad is a Rasta man, so I understand the whole, their movement and all of those stuff. So I could connect and all of that, and I really found him to be very, inspirational.
In 1969, they made 3 of the best songs for Lee Scratch Perry: Soul Rebel, Duppy Conqueror, and Small Axe. They made 2 of the best albums in 1972, Catch a Fire and Burning. 1973, they came to England. Everybody in England was really basically saying, wow, the Wailers are coming, reggae is here. It came Bob Marley and the Wailers. They were together for 12 years. It ended in 1974.
It was really enlightening. I didn't know so much about Peter Tosh. I don't want to say he's in Bob Marley's shadow, but you always hear more about Bob Marley. So, I got a lot of new information, and it was really eye-opening.
Peter Tosh had his own band now called Word, Sound and Power. Unfortunately for him, his music was too politically motivated. He did legalize it as a single in 1974. In 1978, he got picked up by the Rolling Stones. They loved his music, they loved his voice. First album he did for them was Bush Doctor. Peter Tosh is not your normal reggae artist. He is the rock of reggae.
I never really know much about Peter Tosh, but now I know a little bit more about him. And it was really fun and quite enhancing.
Peter Tosh Museum, it was okay. I learned because something. I wasn't in the right mood because of my head. My head is hurting me.
Just after his death in '87, he got a Grammy for No Nuclear War.
History about him, the way he died is sad, by bad mind.
So really, Jamaica's lost a great icon.
Music can make you feel so happy. The Water Challenge is next. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Pulse's Caribbean Model Search. But I couldn't stay away. I couldn't fight it. I hope you see my face. And that's it isn't over. All right. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you. Don't forget me. I beg. I remember you said sometimes it hurts love, sometimes it hurts instead. Thank you very much. How was that? Do you want more? For this challenge, the contestants are asked to make the water their playground. They must execute 2 poses, one floating on the surface and the other completely submerged with a hula hoop.
I'm not confident about it because I cannot swim and the water looks deep, so I'm actually scared.
I am very worried. This is definitely going to be a challenge.
I can swim, save my life, but I don't know what will happen in the water.
I'm just not going first because if I go first, then other people are going to watch what I'm doing and then they're going to add their creation to it. As soon as I went to halfway tree and I opened my jacket, all jackets started to fly. So I'm not going first anymore.
Hold your breath. Time to jump in.
Yeah, the water challenge was my hardest since I've been on the model search, right? I grew up in East Clarendon. We don't have any rivers, we don't have any beaches where we can go and, you know? I always go to the beach. I love the beach, but when I go to the beach, I do it just to see the girls, just to have a vibe, just to take pictures. Moral of the story, when you go to the beach, learn to swim. I think I tried my best. I think I was brave. I think I did what was expected of me. I didn't care if the challenge was finished or anything. I just decided that I'm getting out of this pool right now. I left it to God and I left it to the judges to decide my fate.
When I see him jump into that, I know he could have swim and everything, but never did believe him, so to me to say man was drowned, dog. That made me afraid.
I'm a friend still, I'm not going on still, but I feel a way for that because I'm saying drink a good amount of cold water still.
Work with me. On the water. Yeah. Bring forward it into your body. Bring it in forward. Face the camera.
The water challenge, it wasn't a hard challenge for me to do because based on the fact that I'm from the country, St. Thomas, I'm more familiar with like rivers and stuff like that, so it wasn't that hard for me to do.
I tell you, in real life, that was no joke. May I tell you?
Yeah, I'm going there, I'm going to do my thing. The nervous and never did I hear nothing. When none of the director them did that, so we just did play by ear. Anything happen, go down under the water and do my thing.
When I was floating, like the thing that I have on, it was kind of dragging me down. So I couldn't get to float how I wanted to, but I think I did do some good shots. I love going underwater, but when I went underwater, it's like I couldn't breathe, so I had to come back up and then go back under to do a better one.
Stretch out your legs and what, separate them. Stretch out the hands and the legs.
I'm usually a good floater, so I don't know what happened, but I could not find my head staying above the water. So it kind of messed me up a little bit, but I think I bounced back enough to get some good pictures in.
Boy, if I couldn't see me that drown, challenging. I don't know how really good I do, but I feel like I give it my best and hopefully that is enough.
The water challenge was exciting because I'm from a bay, so you know you have the beach and everything, so I was kind of excited to go in the water. But when it actually came down to the nitty-gritty and doing it, it was a lot harder than I expected because it was hard to be relaxed while being in the water and trying to pose, and you feel kind of weighed down. So it was really challenging. That to me was the hardest challenge so far.
The water challenge, that was very embarrassing. Trudy said she's going to teach me to swim. I hope she keep her promise because she was supposed to teach me the night before.
Straight. I don't need the leg straight for the shot. I need the leg straight. Stop pulling up the legs then, man. Stop pulling up the legs.
I cannot swim. I never tried putting my head underwater. I never tried looking underwater.
Take time. Again. Take your time. Take your time. Don't pretend like you can swim.
I don't know to stop my breath.
Go ahead.
That was my first time, but I actually enjoyed it. I thought it would affect my eyes. I thought when water was in my ears I would be deaf. I thought all sorts of stuff until I tried it.
All right, cool. All right, cool.
How was that for you, Celine?
First I ever see water.
This challenge, this.
Caribbean Model Search. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Pulse's Caribbean Model Search. The underwater playground was a daunting challenge for the competitors.
That was no joke.
I cannot swim.
This challenge, this.
Everyone gave their all, but who has thrown their opportunity overboard?
I didn't care if the challenge was finished. I just decided that I'm getting out of this pool right now.
Contestants, welcome to another round of eliminations. So I hear you've been having quite a bit of a frolic in the pool at Pulse Suites at Villa. Is that so? Yes. So that means everybody was super prepared for their water challenge then? Well, since you had such a major splash, the highly anticipated water challenge should have been something that you knocked out of the park, right? But unfortunately, it was quite the challenge in all the years that we've been having Caribbean Model Search. I think this is something that everybody looks forward to, but unfortunately, a whole heap of people failed. Yep, which naturally means that unlike your last outing on panel, people are going home.
But there is a way to save the day. How many of you saw Pirates of the Caribbean? And do you know the pirates have a tradition of walking the plank, right? When you get a death sentence, you walk the plank, they blindfold you, and on pain of death, you have to walk the plank, right? You get a chance to appeal if you are to be sent home. However, the judges have the right to accept your appeal or reject your appeal. If the judges think that, you're really making an effort, you're doing great, but you weren't up to par with a particular challenge, or you're trying, but it's not working, but you really are serious and you really want to be a model, then they say, okay, fine, we'll accept your appeal. But if we think that all the time you've been just wasting time, making no effort, then we will reject your appeal and you'll have to go home. But if we accept your appeal, the sentence is to walk the plank.
Jamila.
Let me ask first, what did you understand the challenge to be? What was the challenge?
Well, the challenge was to try and float on top of the water and just try to be relaxed and then try and use the loop to go underneath the water and do a pose.
Basically, you had to be, at some point, you had to be fully submerged.
Yes.
We know that you're a very physical person because you're an athlete. Do you feel that it helped you with what you're doing in the water?
I do have muscles, so it's kind of, hard to float on top.
Do you feel you accomplished that?
Well, maybe not to, my full potential, but I did try my best.
So Jamila, it appears to me that you've kind of just been hanging in the background. I don't know if you're performing in the way that you would have to perform if you're on a track doing your athletics, right? And this modeling thing is about performance and making sure that you want to strive to win. It's not just a smooth sailing, let me get through the challenges and do my bitty best, right? You have to exceed that. And that's my challenge with you throughout this competition so far. Mr. Peters, How you feel you did on the challenge?
That was the first real challenge for me. I'm not good underwater, I can't swim. I tried to let everyone aware of that before the challenge started, but I still tried my best.
Celine?
The challenge for me was a very difficult one because I really cannot swim and I started panicking and didn't know to stop my breath to go under the water. And it was difficult to like give facial expressions under the water, so it was a tough challenge.
I felt relaxing, but I wasn't sure if I did my best. But hopefully I did.
Nicole, step forward. Can you swim?
No, ma'am, I cannot swim.
How did you do in the challenge, in your opinion?
I think I passed it.
On what basis?
Because I relaxed under the water and I posed, as the photographer instructed me to do. Pose.
Unfortunately, your images were quite underwhelming.
Okay.
Couldn't find a frame, a photo of you in that challenge.
Okay.
All right. With that said, time for eliminations.
Okay, so the first lucky gentleman is Alston.
You're going through Mr. Peters.
Christopher McCoy.
Susanna, your overwater things were not as elegant as I expected, but you live to fight another day.
So Miss Clark, despite your pictures being underwhelming, you did enough. So you go on and you go through.
Mr. Skirvin, Otavia, Shaquana. So now we have 6 people, and among the 6, of course, one is the winner of the challenge, and the rest stand to be on the chopping block.
Celine.
Very strong photos, Mr. Pinto. Shantae. Yanuka, your photos have been good and consistent so far. I've always said that you needed to learn to use your body a little bit better. Jamila, you heard my issues with you in terms of just kind of floating through. Trudy has also been kind of floating through, and luckily your photos were great. You're making good eye contact with the camera. We love them, and on account of that, you're the winner of the challenge.
We're down to 2 young ladies, Yanuka and Jamila. Do you want to go home or do you want to appeal?
I would definitely appeal.
I'll appeal as well.
I would accept Jamila's appeal.
Okay.
And the reason why is because she has the height, she has a good look.
I've liked Yanuka's images. Her face is beautiful and so on. Body is still an issue in terms of losing the weight to be the right size of a standard size model.
Since it's a tie, and we need a tiebreaker, we're going to accept the opinion of our director. So, Jamila, today is your lucky day. Your appeal has been accepted, and you will continue. You have to walk the plank, and when you get to the end of the plank, you have to bust a spring.
Can you swim?
Oh, no, I can't swim, but I will definitely do it.
All right, well, good luck. Yanuka, thanks for being with us through the competition.
And I'm sorry that you have to go home,
right.
but that's the way it is.
I think it was me because I'm short. I should have get eliminated because we're short. But it doesn't end here.
I felt very bad for her because I know her situation and I know where she's coming from. But I gave her some advice, some heart to heart, and I hope that she takes it and carries herself to the next level in her career and don't give up.
On the next episode of Pulse's Caribbean Model Search, Walk the Plank. The girls and guys get mentored by Pulse superstar Orain Barrett.
You guys ready?
It's a special fitness episode you don't want to miss.
What's her name?
Yanuka.
No, not Yanuka.
Shaniqua?
Shaniqua?
Okay, the Yanuka,
Is your-
Shaniqua, Shaquana.
Should we do that over?
I think so. Yanuka. Sorry. I didn't know that you're asking me about the
But
execution.
the same thing again, I just did it
No,
a while
yeah, and
ago.
your
I did the same
execution.
thing a while ago.
Right.